morning. Okay, I'm gonna give it a minute and see who hops on. Happy Wednesday. Oh, sorry, it's noisy outside. Always construction happening here. I have like a 3-year project going on in front of my building here, so I think it is year number 2, so I got another year of this. They're literally doing our whole town. Good morning, Mary. So they're doing our whole town here, and we have like a 3-year project going on. So I know I've told you guys that before, but it's noisy sometimes more than others. And today's a it's a little quiet, but I can still hear it. I have my back door open here in the shop, and the front door I wouldn't even dare open because it's mass chaos right outside my windows. Literally right outside my door, they're doing a bunch of, I don't know, street work. All of our streets here are tore up. I come to work, I never know which street shut down, which one I can go in, which one I can go out. Some are closed. Every day it changes, believe me, and I do mean that every single day. Some days I can get to my shop here real easy, some days I can't. Today, there was like 3 streets blocked off, so I was literally like doing a little jog around my town trying to get to my shop. It's horrible. I can't imagine what it would be like, and I feel bad for the local businesses here. I don't have any walk-ins, but for like even getting diagonal from me, there's a gas station there, and they literally have it. I didn't even see a way to get in. There was people in there getting gas, so they had to have a way to get in, but I didn't go down that far because I had to go around. But I feel bad for these businesses because honestly, I would be like, unless I really needed gas or really needed like something from the stores that are here, I would just avoid it. So I know they got to be losing some business from that, because to me it's not worth the headache. Okay, my comments ain't coming up again. If you're here, just say hello, say good morning. I know a lot of you like to stay in the background, which is fine because I do that too in a lot of groups. I just kind of linger in the background and watch. But everything has to do with algorithms on any social media site, including Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, here. So even though you lurk in the background, if you don't interact with my videos, they don't show up as often, and it gets wonky. So Facebook and any social media site, I know you can always lurk in the backgrounds, but just give a hello, and that will just pop it right back up and start getting the ratings back up for things. And it gets strange, but that's how algorithms work. So you don't have to say anything, just give me a hello, give me a like, a hello, say a hello, like, and both of those will kind of just get my algorithm back up, because it's really been plummeting lately. And I'm not the only one complaining about that. And I'm really not like complaining, but we need to keep them up. And I noticed that a lot of people, even on TikTok and Instagram, they're saying that's happening a lot to them. So we're asking people to try to interact, just not with my group, but with any group that you're in, or even if you're on Instagram or if you're on TikTok. You don't have to say a lot of things. Just give a like, maybe a share, and just say something, even if it's just hello, hi, however it is. And then that'll keep the groups that you like, keep their algorithms going, okay? We don't make money or anything from that, so if that's what you think is happening, that's not how that happens. It just keeps our content really up to date and live and being seen. I used to be able to have, when I would have like post reaches, I would be in the thousands, and now I'm lucky I get 200. So that means my content's kind of just plummeting out, and a lot of you aren't able to see things, even though you're subscribed to get notifications and stuff like that. It's not popping up on your pages. All right, so just a little bit about how algorithms work. And that's with any group or anybody that you really like or you like to follow, whether it be a Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Do that for your for the content that you like to follow, because that will help that content stay up to the top, or it just kind of fizzles out. So I don't really know a lot about algorithms, but that's probably to the extent of what I know. Okay. And sometimes my comments get a little weird, so I have my computer. I'm gonna try to refer to it as well. For one thing, I have old eyes and I can't see that far. And a lot of times it will get past me too quick. All right, good morning. All right, let's see if I can get this, because I'm already timed out. All right, here we are. Good morning. How do I get the collar out of my shirt? I alter a lot of my shirts and things, and I'm going to be doing a few videos and a few lives on that as well. So I like to alter my shirts. Okay. All right. So today my comments are not going as much as what's on the screen there. I'll tell you what. Crazy. My computer and my phone never seem to be correct. One is either working well and the other's not. So right now my computer is froze. Technology, it's a love-hate relationship. I always say it's a love-hate relationship for sure, because it's always crazy. Okay. Oh, maybe I got it to work. Okay. Maybe not. Well, needless here to there. I'm just gonna try to watch my screen today. It looks like it's giving me the comments. So today I said we were gonna go and we were gonna work on baby blankets. And I was gonna show you how to do a really fast press if you have a larger press. Okay, this is the 16 by 24, and it is the, I think it's the M press. It is M, the letter M press from Heat Press Nation. And if you know me, that is where I get all of my presses from. Other than the 15 by 15 that I use all the time, I got that years ago. When I say years ago, it's been at least 12 years now. I didn't even know about Heat Press Nation. That one did come off of, I'm pretty sure off of Amazon, but, and I love it. I don't even know if they sell it anymore, because I just get all of my presses at Heat Press Nation. I don't have an affiliate link or a discount code or anything with them. I wish I did for you all, and I know that they are struggling as well to get some of their heat presses back in stock. So, but this is the 16 by 24. Absolutely love it. It is one of the best buys that I have ever did, and I want to say this is about between $500 and $600. I think they're like $560. But I'll tell you, that was probably the best investment that I personally ever did, because I do a lot of flags, and I used to struggle when I did flags, because you had to do 2 presses if you have a larger flag, which I do the 12 by 18s. That's my biggest selling flag, and it is my biggest selling item that I personally do as a finished item. I sell hundreds of flags probably a week. And I'm not even exaggerating that. I sell hundreds of them. So for me to get that was something that I personally needed. And I thought I need to get a press where I can do one press, not have to deal with the doubles, because I stink when it comes to double pressing and when it comes to piecing items. I'm getting a little better with piecing. I have been doing a little bit more piecing items, but double pressing, I stink. Other than a doormat, I'm horrible at it. So it was a big struggle with me. So what I did was, when I first started selling a lot of flags, I just put some money away from every flag until I got enough money to where I just went and bought the heat press. And I've had it about 3 years now, and I'll tell you, it is awesome. Okay. Why do it if I don't have to? I agree. Yes. So the 16 by 20, it's 16 by 24. I went and got the largest one that they had in stock. I'm other than big, you know, commercial machines. That was the, as they would call the hobbyist, I think, brand, that the biggest one that they had. I love it. Now everything is just one press, it's done. So moving on to that, we are going to do a one press baby blanket. It's going to be 4 presses, but I'm going to show you how to quickly do that with a large machine, because yes, I do 99.9% of the time I will do my blankets with my Cricut Easy Press, which you've seen me do several times. I have videos even on YouTube. And I love it for that, especially for like the birth stat blankets where I'm doing 12 individual birth stats, okay? But this one, I'm actually, let me show you. I'm actually doing an all over name blanket, okay? So this is for one of the group members here. This is for one of her, I don't know if it's a granddaughter or whatever it is. Sorry. But so Cheryl, if you're watching, I already did the burp claws. And usually when I do baby blankets, someone will request either a pillow, a matching pillow, or matching burp claws and burp cloth and bib set. So here we are. I already did it. This is what we're going to press today. It's going to be all over. It's the baby's name. And literally, it's just going to be all over. These were the colors she requested. And it's going to be all over the blanket. So when I do that one, I always, I do it in 4 presses. I just think it's the easiest way, and it probably, I think it looks the best when I'm doing an all over baby blanket that way. Okay, so she requested just to have the white minky, the double-sided white minky. So that's what we're doing today. And we're gonna do this together, okay? So, some tips when you're doing this. Make sure you have a large table. Usually I'm laying this out on, I have an old dinette table, just a small dinette table. Have it in my front room. I like to be able, you need to lay your blanket out so that you can see how your design goes, okay? So it can't be hanging off of a table. I don't care if you have a clean surface on your floor. I remember when I first started working, I didn't have tables and things like that. I'd either be working from my dining room table, or honestly, I'd be working from my floor. That's how I started. Even when I was pressing shirts and things like that. Sometimes I was working on the floor. I would clean a good surface off of the floor and I'd make sure it was nice and clean, and I would work from my floor sometimes. That was all I had. So where do you purchase the baby blankets from? Yes, they are on my website, on my Etsy shop. There is links in the announcements to my Etsy shop. You can go over there and grab them. So just make sure that whatever you have a surface that you can lay your whole blanket out, okay? Because you want to see how your designs fit before you even start, all right? So, all right. Now that I have it laid out, let me see if I can give you a little bit more. No, the press is behind me. Sorry, I'm going to move you around as we go. All right. So now that I have it all laid out, I'm going to make sure that I comb this fabric. And when you comb it, you will know which way is correct and which way is not, because you need to smooth this fabric out for the way that it's going. The nap will lay nicely one way, and then it'll kind of like ruffle another way. You want the nap to all be laid nicely, okay? So that's what I do. I kind of just get it. And sorry, my back's to you. I don't think there's any right or wrong way here with this that I'm doing. Let me see if I can move this a little this way. I got you kind of cornered on my desk here. Okay. So I just kind of like smooth it out so that it's all in one direction. And that is Super, super, super important when you do your blankets, when you do your burp cloths, your bibs, anything like that. If it has a nap, make sure that nap is always flat, okay? Now, I know a lot of designers and people like to lint roll theirs. I tell you, I will lint roll my bibs and burp cloths, but I don't do my blankets. And the reason I do that is usually I'll just kind of flick them off and get the lint off them. It'll just fly off. But sometimes when you do that, it pulls more lint up. So I don't lint roll my blankets until I press, okay? And I'm going to show you that. But I will lint roll these because the nap is not as high, so it doesn't tend to get make more lint, if that makes sense. All right, but I don't for my blankets. I've kind of already flicked this off and got the lint away, okay? So I've already, when you go to do a baby blanket, I know I've told you this before, be prepared, be ready to go, because it'll go so much quicker and you'll be like boom, 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 all of your steps, it's just done, okay? And meaning be prepared, have your heat press, you know, up to date, of course, but have your prints already ready. They're all ready, they're all printed out. They've all been cut down. And when I say cut down, what I mean is if I'm doing a 12 by, like a 9 by 9, like the baby birth sets are usually either 8 by 8 or 9 by 9 is the size I do them. I already have them all cut out with my paper cutter. Make sure you get a good paper cutter. That's another thing that you're gonna want if you're new, okay? And I always trim all of my edges. I don't care what I do. I go in and trim all of my edges, and I'll tell you why. Sometimes my printer will, I don't know why, but it'll grab a little bit of ink on the rollers over time, and it might leave a faint little bit of ink on my edge that I didn't even know was there, that I didn't see. So what I do is I just go in and I do a real quick trim with my my paper trimmer, and I'll show you my paper trimmer. This is for all you that are new. This is the Carl brand, C-A-R-L, and this is the 15-inch size. I used to have a 12 by 12, but I love the 15-inch because it fits my 13 by 19 prints nicely, okay? Where I would always have to trim my my 13 prints, it wouldn't go the width of it because it was too wide. It only went up to 12 inches. So this 15 inches bin, I love it. So, but I always trim the top, I always trim the bottom, and you know, it might look straight to you, but I've even trimmed off a little bit of the excess on the edges, just because I don't want this is a pure white blanket, and if it had even the slightest bit of ink on my edge of my paper, it would show that. So I don't want it to show that. So I trim that away. All right. And I usually trim all of my prints away just for that reason, because I have had that happen. I'll be like, I didn't see that ink. Well, but it was on there, and I don't want that to happen. So over the years, I've ruined numerous items from, oops, sorry, I'm shaking, from not trimming. So I've learned to just trim my prints, and it's just real quick with the paper cutter. All right. So I've already printed out, these were the colors that my customer requested, all right, for the design. So I've already printed this out. This is a full 13 by 19 print, all right? And this is gonna make this blanket go super quickly, all right? So whatever you're designing, do a whole 13 by 19 sheet. It's gonna go so fast, all right? And this is mirror imaged. If you're new, 99.9% of the time, mirror image your item, all right? Because we are pressing it this way onto your item, and it's gonna be, so it needs to be mirror imaged, okay? So comb this down, and these blankets, the baby blankets, will fit 4 of these. So we're only gonna need to do this in 4 easy presses, okay? So I kind of always get a judgment of an idea of how the layout's going to be. And that's even with the smaller ones, okay? But I've done enough of these to know that it's usually about an inch in, an inch and a half in. Maybe even more on this one. Sometimes, all the blankets vary. So let's get them a little closer. All right. So we're about 2 inches in. Let me see if I can get this. Is that better? Oh, I think that's better. Sorry, that light was killing me here. Okay. So we're going to do about 2 inches in. I don't know if it's as easy to see, but I've got paper to paper, and it's literally just 4 sheets. Perfect 4 sheets. So I know that it's going to fit 4 sheets on there, 4 sheets of 13 by 19. What sublimation printer do I have? I converted an Epson 7720, and that's the one that I use 90% of the time. I have the really big guy, but I haven't even used it yet. I still need to set it up, but I said I wasn't going to set it up until I had all of my papers gone that I had in stock and some of my inks. So, your 800 doesn't feed the 13 by 19 very well. I don't know nothing about the sawgrasses, sorry, but I will tell you papers do matter. Some of the thicker papers, I use the A-Sub 120G. I used to use the 125G, and my printer would like clog a lot. It would jam up a lot with that paper, and it was a little too thick. So accidentally one time they didn't have it, so I got a 120G. And I've not had any paper jams with it. So I think the thinner of the paper really helped a lot. I don't know if that might help you, okay? All right, so I have all 4 prints laid out. All right, I'm gonna just start with 1 print at a time. So I just wanted to get a roundabout placement on these. So what I'm gonna do is, we're gonna take away the other 3. I'm going to leave this one here, and I'm going to tape it down. And yes, I use tape on these. You can, if you want, use a spray adhesive. I'm not a huge fan of spray adhesives. Some things I will use them for, but I usually always spray and tape. Okay. But it's not a big, I'm not a big fan of it. So now that I got these taped, it's ready, okay? I'm literally just gonna put it underneath my press. And with the baby blankets, you don't have a lot of excess that hangs, so that's, ouch. And don't burn yourself like I just did. So that's a good thing. I am using a pressing pillow, as you can see underneath here. All right, this is a Cricut pressing pad. All right, and that's the 12 by 20. So I am using that, and I'm putting it on there. So I just want to make sure that it is on my pressing pillow, all of it, and it's not overhanging it, so that I get a good press. All right. And for any of you that are new, this is butcher paper, unwaxed butcher paper. And make sure you get a clean sheet every single time, okay? This is something that you want to use brand new every single time. Every single press is going to be brand new, top and bottom, all right? And I do mine 400 degrees, 60 seconds, all right? So we're just gonna let that press. But this really is super easy. And my heat tape, I do get, make sure that you get a good heat tape. A lot of people complain about the yellow marks and things like that. from, you know, that you might get, if you're getting yellow marks or discolorization from your heat tape, it's not a good heat tape, okay? You should get 0. I get it from, this one I get from Coastal, and I don't buy it on Etsy, or not Etsy, I don't buy it on Amazon, just for the fact being that sometimes you don't know your suppliers. Unless you know you have a good supplier on Amazon, do not purchase heat tape that says sublimation tape, because I've seen sublimation tape say that, I've seen mugs that say that, and then people be like, my mugs aren't doing, and my heat tape's leaving. Not everybody on Amazon sells quality, or whether or not they just don't know it out of like ignorance, that they think it's sublimation tape and it's not, okay? So just be careful with that. Hot, hot, hot. I'm gonna pull this over here. All right, and then I'm gonna make sure my heat tape's off. Sorry, I know it's a little hard for you to see. I'm gonna grab up my heat tape, okay? And then now what I do is, you can either flick your design, or you can take a lint roller now and roll over your design that you just pressed, and it's gonna take out those heat tape marks. All right, it's gonna help with those, and it's gonna help with any of, if you pressed it a little too hard and it gave you that box, it's gonna remove that, okay? And I'm gonna show you. Okay, and I don't have that. I don't know if you're seeing that, but I don't have, physically where I'm standing and looking at these, I don't have those marks, okay? All right, so we're gonna move on to our next block. And we're just gonna repeat everything we just did. Smooth it out, okay? We're gonna lay down our next piece of paper. Let me see if there's any comments. All right, so we're just moving on. And with the name designs, I will tell you, when I do a name blanket, I don't have movement on that. Meaning, if you've watched me do the birth stats, where I'll have one this way and I'll turn the other and turn the other and turn the others. Like, we have movement with that. When I'm doing a name blanket, I have it all in one blanket full of names, okay? Use large flat boards and place and sub on them. Yeah, I don't do that. I don't feel that I need to do that. If someone has some, if someone needs to do that for themselves, they can. I don't do that personally. The less amount of work that I can do is my motto. I just hate messing with things as it is. So if I don't have to mess with the board, I'm not. I'm gonna tape this down again. And let me tell you, always double check the direction of your prints, because you don't know how many times I've been on my last print and then I had it upside down. Drives me insane. We're like carpenters, where they say measure twice, cut once. Well, look at your prints twice, press once. All right. New sheet of paper. All right, so we're going to cover that again. We are moving on to the next square. Checking to make sure it's on my pad underneath. Okay, which it is. I'm going to get a new sheet of paper. And press it down. Does my bottom plate? No. Nope, this is a clamshell. It does not pull out. This is just a straight clamshell with a stationary bottom. I don't have the ones that pull out or anything like that, no. They don't have it reline everything exactly the same time. Yeah, I'm too lazy to do a board. I don't mind lining it up that way if I had. I will tell you that one of the reasons I don't do a board is, and I've done it before where I had a board, and I didn't like it because sometimes, and it's probably just me, my paper might have shifted a little, even though it was taped and I didn't realize it, and it got a little, or the blanket underneath kind of ruffled a little. So I was like, I scrapped that idea. Just for me, it might work for others. It didn't work for me. So I like to be able to go with each print, and I just re-put each print down just to recheck it again. Because sometimes I'm a serious hot mess sometimes. Let me get this tape off. Grab it. Okay, I don't know what is wrong with my fingers today. Can't even see what I'm doing here. Tape is never that hard to get off. I don't know what I was doing. This tape usually lifts right up. So I'm going to lint roll it now, just to get that nap going. And when I do lint roll it, I roll it against itself. I roll it side to side. I just want to get that nap moving again. All right. Now flick it out. All right, we've already got half the blanket done. 2 presses, half the blanket's done. And when you're doing this by yourself, not doing it on a live, believe me, it goes really quickly. I can have this blanket done in probably about 10-15 minutes after I've printed everything. After I've prepped my area, I can have this blanket done like 10-15 minutes because it's really just 4 presses. All right, repeat. We're going to repeat that process 4 different times. And again, we're just going to taper down. And when I do this, I do try to get the least amount of tape onto, just enough to hold it, but I don't put a whole bunch of tape onto my blanket. Like I'll have more on my print than anything with just a little bit onto my blanket. So, you know, if you feel like you're having issues with your if you feel like you're having issues with your tape marks, don't put a heavy amount of tape onto it. Sorry, I had to move this up. This is why you double check all the time, because I had it too low. Always recheck your positioning and to make sure it's going in the same direction, which I was, but I had a little bit overhang there, and I still do. What am I doing here? Ugh. Okay, less talking, more working. There. Okay. Some days, I'll tell you, huh? One of those. Okay. So don't put a lot of tape onto the, you can put a lot of tape on there, but don't have a lot of tape overhanging your print. You don't need to. Just as long as it's steadied onto your, and it's like secure to your blanket. That's all you need. And I just want to make sure it's down nicely. It's all on my heating pad or my pressing pillow. And then I'm going to cover it again. And that's probably like a medium pressure. Okay. Do your, let me go back and see if I've missed any. 20-ounce straight skinny tumblers. I'm waiting for them from overseas, so I probably should be getting more 20 ounces back in. So I'm hoping soon. I actually have an order, another order going out too. So some of the places, some of the suppliers that I was using, they are really down on a lot of stuff. And I'm not just talking a little bit of stuff that wasn't even coming back until July. Shirts being one of them. A lot of the fabric items are down and out. My normal supplier that I use for tumblers and stuff, they're very limited, and I did get a few samples in from other suppliers, and I didn't really like the quality of the last one that I got. So I am kind of just waiting on my other one because they were such a good supplier. I love their cups. I love their tumblers. So that's where we're at with those. So just shaking that out. One more press, and we are done. Let me use a lint roller on this. Check it, make sure it looks good, and it does. All right, one more press. Again, repeating the process of making sure its nap is all in one direction. Let's get this tape down. And this is our last press. So let's get this done. Always make sure your blanket, it can hang out the sides, as you can see, like, because there's going to be a lot of overhang over here, which is fine. But the biggest thing is making sure you're on your pillow on all the sides, okay? Yeah, which I am. Okay, last press. Okay. Yeah, so a lot of things are still out overseas, and we're expecting like July to be like kind of a rush for most of the things that people have been out of. They're projecting the end of July to start picking back up with things. And I sure hope, because sometimes some of the things that I'm looking for is almost non-existent. And it's killing me because sometimes I really need things, supplies, and I'm over here. And then when July comes around, of course, then we're going to have to wait. Hopefully everybody's not going to bombard it, which I'm assuming will probably happen. But my supplier is going to alert me as soon as I can place an order on things. But I hope we don't get that rush of people and companies that are going to get in and then knock us out for a later date. So that's what I'm hoping don't happen. But, you know, everybody's waiting, so I'm sure that's going to be a big rush for things. Let's roll this, and we are done. So that you can see this really good. We're done. Look at that. Super easy. Done. Okay. 4 presses. It's done. No problems with tape marks. And I'll tell you, to be honest with you, if you're looking to get your tape marks out and like that dreaded square, use that lint roller. That lint roller is gonna really do it. It's really good, okay? So Cheryl, if you're watching, this is for the one that you ordered. She is one of the members here and she ordered this. So this is done. And look how vibrant these blankets are. I mean, look at the purples, even the yellows. They are, let me see if I can get up here a little closer. They're stunning. These blankets, I love these blankets. And as you can see, we don't have no tape marks. We don't have no box marks. And that lint roller helps a lot. And if you don't have a lint roller on hand, as you can see, usually when I pull it out, I kind of just give it a flick. And then I still lint roll it. And then I have no issues with it. There we are. All done. Super quick, super easy. 4 presses. So if you have an all-over baby name, it's very easy to do. Super quick. And another thing when you're doing your baby blankets, and I told you this before, always offer your customers for maybe a smaller discount. I will do a bundle discount. So if I have a few items such as the baby blanket, I always offer, would you like a matching pillow? Would you like the matching burp cloth and bib? Would you like a baby tag with it? Always offer that and then give them a small discount for like a bundle. I will do like a 10% discount on a bundle pack. And most of the times when you offer that baby blanket, they'll be like, oh yeah, I would love to have a matching pillow or the matching burp cloth and bib. So offer that to your customers. The most they can say is no, but sometimes you're able to give that upsell, which means you're able to add that extra item on and give you more profit in pocket, and they get a cute little bundle gift. And I will tell you, baby blankets are a huge, especially if they're personalized, such as that. If you already know a baby name going to a baby shower, which a lot of times you do. You don't have the birth stats, but you do have a baby name, or you know that it's a girl or a boy. And you can make a kind of a generic one, just, with something cute, whatever the theme is, which I have done. And or incorporate their theme with their name. So if it's a little girl and it's done in grays and pinks with like an elephant, which my granddaughter was when my first baby granddaughter was born, and I knew the baby's name, so I didn't have to do any birth stats, but I could incorporate that name with some pink elephants, some gray, and it could turn out beautiful. And let me tell you, when somebody sees personalized blankets or personalized items like this, the first thing is they want to know, make sure that you do it tactfully, but you could put a little card and say, personalized or customized by me just for your special day or for your, you know, your new baby. But make sure they know that you made that, because people are going to be oohing and awing over that at a baby shower. Or my granddaughters, they have these blankets, these Minky blankets. These are so stinking soft. These hold up very well. So my granddaughter carries hers still, and she's 1.5 now. And that's her favorite blanket. She takes it to bed with her. But it's always asked, where did you get that made? That's what my daughter-in-law told me. She's asked so many times by people, where did you get that blanket at? So those are great, great baby shower gifts. All right. But that's it, guys. So offer bundles. Let's do this in 4 easy steps. 4 easy presses. And these make beautiful gifts. I just had someone order one. Actually, she ordered 2. And she ordered from her children that, believe it or not, her son's 12 and her daughter is, I think, 5. And she just bought 2 of them, which, you know, that's surprising, but she just wanted them for her children. Even though they were older, it was something, I guess, that she had wanted and she never had made, so she just bought them. I just made them for her last week. So you'd be surprised sometimes when you think that they're just new and they're not, for newbies. All right, that's it. I wanted to show you some other things I'm working on. Now, this is not sublimation. For those of you that have stuck around to the end, you know I love my Glowforge. So I've been incorporating my Glowforge. I have a craft show coming up. I haven't done a craft show in a couple years. My daughter just got into doing her own business with selling doggy bandanas and things like that. So I said, hey, I'll go ahead and split a craft booth with you, because she's never done a craft fair before. So I'm going to kind of get her going along in the ropes, you know, helping her out to get started. So we're doing a craft booth together. 2 totally different things, but that's okay, because what one will be drawing over to might also, you know, it gets that audience to come over and see something else. So I said, even though we're in 2 different kind of categories, I'm going to kind of just stick to some sublimation and some Glowforge items. All right. Okay, wait a minute. Let me get back to this question real quick. How do I price them? My blankets, my baby blankets, are $50. All right. My matching bib sets, they are $20. And when I do a pillow, it's also the bib sets. I'm sorry, the bib sets are $12 completed, and a matching pillow cover is $20. And then, like I said, if I bundle them together and they order a blanket with something else, I'll give them a 10% discount. And they love that, okay? That gets them to come back, because when people do bundle things together, I do give a discount too for finished items. Okay, so anyways, so I'm gonna do a craft show with her. And I figured I'm gonna show her the ropes. I've done them, I did them for years. And then I got kind of out of it once. That was back in like the 80s, and actually, I'm sorry, that was in the 2000s when I was doing them. All right, so I love my Glowforge, so I'm gonna do some Glowforge stuff and some sublimation stuff. And then my daughter's gonna be there with her dog collars and her dog bandanas. So we'll be drawing in 2 different crowds to come in, but we'll be feeding off of each other. And don't be afraid to do that with somebody. If you have somebody in your area that have 2 different kind of things going on, feed off of each other for things, because sometimes that really works. So I'm going to do that with my daughter, but I am going to be offering my door signs, my door hangers, okay? And this is Glowforge. I have cut away the names with the Glowforge. So this is I'm going to be doing these. You know I love my Glowforge. So I started incorporating them with my door signs and my door hangers. These, the rounds for these I get at Lowe's. These are not ones that I cut myself. I love these. Okay, and there's this one. And I do offer these on my site for anybody that wants to, does want to purchase any of them. But as you can see, that's from my Glowforge, okay? And I love these. These are from Home Depot. These are the table rounds. And I love to do these. But I'm using my Glowforge now to cut out and put them onto my door hangers, okay? So I was doing a few yesterday and working on these, trying to get a few of these done. All right, so don't think that I just do sublimation, because I don't. I still do vinyl, I paint, and now, you know, I still do some wood crafts. I'm one of those ones where I'm just all over the place. But this is what we're going to be doing for my next craft show with my daughter. Hello. And I have one more here too. And I got the Home Sweet Home. And that one's all done with my Glowforge, as you can see. So, that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm all over the place. I still do everything. So how many of you still do a bunch of things? Do you just, yes, I love sublimation. Believe me, I love sublimation. Because it's fast. It's not like vinyl where you had to layer and layer and layer. I'm that instant girl. I need to see instant gratification for things. So sublimation is my favorite for that. But that's why I love my Glowforge, because I used to hand paint things, and now I can just cut it on my Glowforge. Do you glue the letters and words to the rounds? Yes, everything I do is glued down. Yeah, wait till you get that Glowforge. Oh my goodness, girls, let me tell you, that opens up a whole new world. Yes, I do glue these down, so everything I have is very secure, and everything that I do is weatherproof. So, of course, my favorite one, it says go away. I know it's backwards too. It says go away. This is all been sealed for outdoors. So this I always say it's best to have them on a covered porch, but, let me get them. It's always best to have it on a covered porch, but it can be weathered, but just remember, anything that the sun hits, the sun's just, I don't care what you've treated things with, I don't care what you've done, the sun is damaging. Okay. Yeah, I have some at home that have some vinyl on them, and I love that as well, but I'm really loving my Glowforge. What do I seal them with? I seal them with an outdoor polyacrylic. So everything here gets sealed. All right. My big wish is for the Glowforge though. Yes, this Glowforge. I mean, because look, it gives it that dimension that it needs, or that, you know, I love the added dimension. And these are big. These are 18-inch. Yes, I love the Glowforge. I'm telling you, it has opened up a whole world of things. So I'll be doing some door rounds. I'll be getting some of my, I have like boxes of stuff here that I've done samples with and things like that. So that's all going over to the crafts fair. But if anybody's on the fence about a Glowforge and they are considering taking the plunge, in the announcements, I absolutely have a discount code for you. and it's a big savings. I used it when I bought my Glowforge. So if you are looking to buy a Glowforge, please go there. All you're gonna need to do is click on that picture, and it will take you right over to my link, and it'll tell you, you know, you have great taste, you got one too, and then it'll give you a discount depending on which Glowforge you purchase. All right, I think it's between $250 and $500. The big, which I have the Glowforge Pro, which is, there's a basic, a plus, and a pro. And the Pro has 2 doors on it, a front and the back, where you can do long projects through it, and you feed it through. You can do that, and I bought it for that capability. Plus, it had a 5 watts more of a laser and a better cooling system for runtime, which I knew when I ordered mine that mine would be running 8+ hours a day. And believe me, it does. It probably runs at least 8 minimum while I'm here at the shop. It's nonstop. It's not working now because it's a little loud. So whenever I'm doing a live, I don't have it running, but it's getting fired up as soon as we're done. You got 300 off. Okay. Yeah, I know they changed some of it, so. But yes, I love it. I love my Glowforge. So if you're on the fence, do have it in my announcements. Click that. It'll take you straight to, with your discount, right in the checkout. Okay. Alrighty. All right, I'm going to get off of here. I am going to get this Glowforge going. I'm making a few more signs today. I already have painted at home and ready to go. They just need some wording to them. If anybody does want any signs or anything like that, I also have them on in my Etsy shop. You could order these as well, and they'll ship. And baby blankets are over there. I have baby blanket blanks. They are over there as well. I'm waiting on my bibs and burp claws. I actually think they are supposed to be here today. Maybe they are here. I have to check my boxes. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think they might be out front because I brought some packages in. And I'll get those listed and put up too. But the blanks are in there as well. And if anybody needs any transfers, I get this question a lot. And I know it's hard to find on my Etsy shop, but if you just put in transfers, I do sell the transfers. So these transfers, if you can't print this big and you want to do a baby blanket, I do sell these already. You know, if you have a design and you want it printed, I will print these out for you. And you can purchase the prints and they can just be mailed right with you. All right. So tomorrow I go and get my tooth done. 8 o'clock in the morning. I finally get this thing out, but I'm feeling 100% better. I should say 99% better because it's still a little sore. So I'm going to do that. I got a busy day tomorrow. So I'm hoping that it's not going to be too bad because I have a few things that I have to get done tomorrow. All right. I love you all. And if you have any questions, you can message me here or on my Etsy shop. All right. Thank you. And you all be blessed. I love you guys.